Yeah, so everything else has been updated, except for that. So, you know. So yes.
I thought you were gonna brag about it. That's not brag.
No, rag.
Oh,
Rag.
I
Drop-
thought you
drop
said
the B.
brag.
Drop the B.
Close enough.
I've gone to the church webpage.
I'm glad you do, because there's some people who still don't know it exists.
I don't know how to get on. I don't know how you get to it.
faithshelton.org.
Well,
Faith Shelton.
she updated it. It's Easter is here. That was the thrust. That was the whole point of her sermon.
Maybe you're right. Coming up this Sunday, I didn't read it full. Easter is here.
Uh-oh.
So I guess you
Christ. Oh,
Faith
I
what?
apologize.
Faith
This
Shelton.
Sunday, we'll hear the gospel of the
dot
Lord.
org.
Okay.
Oh, it
There's
is.
some of the disciples after their big Easter miracle.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, she
Okay.
did.
Yep.
Dun,
I
dun,
apologize.
dun.
See? But yeah.
I haven't looked this week because it wasn't my
Faith
week.
Shelton.
Well, this week I think is. This week
Good
is.
catch, Mark.
So, how many of our members are on the
I
computer?
learned how to get into that.
On the computer, a fair amount.
Or maybe 75%?
I would say that we have ours, we don't have like a universal list that we share, but I think I personally have 150 email addresses for people who are actively
Well, then
involved
would
in the
Pastor
church.
Steve maybe have a different list?
He might have slightly different, but we're usually pretty good about sharing those.
But there's not one master list.
No, well, the master list would be those quarterly directories that
But they're old.
Kathy puts out.
There's much
No.
as 3 months old if it's a quarter.
At the most, yeah. But that's much better than the big giant picture one, which is
Which is a year.
every 5 years. Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah.
But,
So, yep.
So Richard, I'm interested in your question.
Is everybody sitting down? Oh. I just got finished getting the rest of my truck fixed
Okay.
via Ford Olympia. And they told me, this is actually probably directed to you, but maybe applied it to people with newer vehicles. I can go to my truck from my computer, my iPad.
Okay.
Now, they got into my truck with their whatever.
Diagnostic
Whatever.
software. Yep.
Well, it's a pad like
Yep.
this.
Yep.
And everything showed up that was wrong with my truck.
Yep.
And they said, I can do that too. So I said iPad, and he said, show me. Well, I don't know how to do it on yours. And he fiddled and farted and went over to settings. Just check, I'm gonna go over where he was.
Yeah.
Settings, and then he fumbled up and down on the stuff that's on the left side, on the setting column,
Yeah.
and said I was missing something.
Well, what a lot of these companies do is they, in their setting, it's true, in their settings, they allow, I don't know because I've never done it before, but there's a feature in settings on your iPad where you can allow something or other, blah, blah, blah. And that's how good I am at this. But anyway, essentially what you do is you enable this setting, and then companies write apps for their own companies, for iPads or Android devices. And then, but it's not released on the App Store. And that's what this setting does, is it allows you to download and install this app through some third-party server, aka your company. So Toyota or Honda or Ford or Chevy will put and install these apps on their devices so that they can use them
On their device.
on their devices. It's not going to be something that's released to the public. So I don't think he was telling, maybe he's misinformed, but I don't.
Yeah.
My sense is that, yes, that's true, that he can do it on his iPad and that technically you could too, but you would somehow have to get that onto yours, which only Chevy, those companies' employees can get. And it's pre-installed by their IT department. It's not anything that they, as technicians, do
So it's not an
themselves.
app I can make on
I-
here then?
I
Well, I'm
would
just asking.
75% am certain
Okay,
that that's the case.
because we were busy with my truck. I finally got my power gate working and stuff, a whole bunch of other stuff that
Right.
they should have fixed at the Ford place down here.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I don't know why they didn't do this. And it was all computer.
Well, yeah. Every new car since I don't know how long, but the last couple of years, they all have
says-
computers.
This says you have to have an onboard diagnostics device for the apps to work. So it's a piece that you add to your truck.
There you
Maybe
go.
it's already there.
Well, apparently, because he was standing out in the front and he just showed me like it was like a laundry
Mhm.
list.
Yep.
And I looked at that and I said, well, no, I've done that and I've done that. And he said, no, he says, I'm showing you everything that in what the parameters I have wrong,
Mm-hmm.
this is where it fits. And I said, okay. He says, you can do this on your iPad. So I'm not sure that he didn't have an iPad. It was like this,
Right.
small.
Right.
And he just went in there and service. So, I mean, he knows what he's doing. But he said I could do it on mine. But they were so busy. They had my truck for just about 2 hours,
Yeah.
$800. And it was all computer. Well, there was some mechanical stuff, a little bit, maybe half an hour. But it was $800 for the repair.
What year is your truck?
06. And so apparently it's an availability in.
But there's also, I mean, there's tons of adapt. I mean, you can buy. I mean, maybe we can't, but the medical field has all kinds of things that plug into the. If it's an Apple device, it'll have the Lightning port. If it's a newer device, and then they can plug it into a heart rate monitor. I mean, there's all kinds of special devices out there that you can buy.
So he just kind of told me half of the story
Potentially.
because I was thinking I wouldn't mind doing that for
Right.
a year so I could go to my truck and do this and that.
Yep.
When I showed him my auto start, and he said, you have an auto start, this is a diesel truck. I went, click. And the headlights came on, the radio came on.
Yep.
Made some funny clicking noises, started. He said, these trucks don't have that.
Yep. So,
So
I mean, you can maybe send an appointment up and go back and see them for that specific purpose, but
well, I
that's
just
about
thought,
all I know.
no, I just
Yep.
thought because you're so
Yep.
Apple friendly that you would understand
Yeah.
the direction I need to walk is what I.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, maybe set up an appointment not to have anything actually done to your car, but to
Just
say,
to figure this
yeah,
out.
how do we make this work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, I'm just.
Yep.
I was impressed.
Yep. Of all the new things I own, a car's not one of them. My car's. Seven. I upgraded
Well, that's right. That's Steve's truck.
2 years ago. Yeah, to a 2003. So I'm slowly making my way up there. Yes, Andy.
I have an easy question.
Easy. I love easy questions.
Okay. With the last update,
Yes. Which one? 9.3.
yeah.
Okay. Because they just released another
Yeah, I saw that.
9.3.1.
Oh, okay, that's why, okay. All right, that's why it
I-
popped up and I thought, I already down, and it says it's downloaded on the
Yes.
phone.
So it'll pre-download, but it won't install until you tell it to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, okay. So I installed it on my iPad.
Yes.
Okay, which is an older iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have the passcode on the iPhone, but I haven't had it on the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And it insisted that I have the passcode on the iPad.
Okay.
Okay, so now I've got two different passcodes, but it drives me crazy.
You can
in
shut it
that-
off.
Oh, okay. But it drives me
Really?
crazy that it
Yeah.
comes up so frequently. Is there any way of spacing that out? I mean,
Well, as soon as the screen goes blank,
right,
it's
Right.
going to ask you for the passcode.
right.
But so there's two things. One, you can either just shut off your the passcode.
Because
Option.
I told them I didn't want it, and it says you have to. So
Normally there's like a tiny little button at the bottom that'll say later or something.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen that later, but,
Yeah, or
I don't
not
know
now.
what they define later to be.
and
Wow.
then it'll pop up,
Okay,
you know,
so-
a
Yep.
day later.
Okay, so I'm into settings.
Yep. Maybe. Nope. It's not making it. Is it? Nope. We'll try my phone. All right. So yeah, if you go into settings,
It's one for passcode under
passcode.
general. Okay. Oh, it says enter your passcode. Okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to end. Yeah. Anytime you try to mess with any of your settings, it's gonna ask for your passcode.
Okay.
Settings, general.
Oh, turn passcode off
Yes.
up here.
Yep. So you can do that. Or under general also, there is a feature called auto lock. And auto lock is how quickly your device
I don't.
goes
see
to
it.
sleep mode.
Under general?
On this.
General.
Accessibility.
So you got
auto lock.
Right now.
Hi, Mark.
So I have mine set for 2 minutes right now.
Yes. So if you don't use your device, not under, so settings, general. Auto lock.
Oh,
So it's set to 2 minutes,
okay.
which is the lowest it'll let you do. So basically that means if you're not using your device for 2 minutes, it's gonna lock the screen. So you can either up that amount and it'll stay on that much longer, or you can just turn the passcode off. So those are your
Okay.
two options.
Okay.
If you still want the passcode, but you're tired of your device locking so frequently, that's your option. If you just don't want a passcode, then you go to passcode and shut it off.
Okay, because it said something about sounded like it would affect the phone as well if I didn't have
No.
it on this.
No,
Okay,
no. I don't have one on my iPad and I've got one on my
okay,
phone.
because it's really, okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll try that.
Yep. So those are the two options you can do.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Told you that was
Brian, I have a series of links that appear on here. Apparently they've come on there because I've gone to those.
Yep. It's like you visited these before. Maybe you want to visit them again.
So can I add to that or delete it?
You should be able to. I think. Are you in Safari? I know you're at.
Well, I'm
What web browser are you using? Safari,
no, I'm using Firefox.
Firefox. Okay. I'm not familiar with Firefox much anymore, but you should be able to click and hold on it and then drag it away, and that should
I'll fill.
make it poof away.
So those come up, those have ended up there because, it's like Facebook, it's Amazon,
Yep. So it thinks you visited those frequently enough that it is trying to give you quick access to those websites.
Wikipedia is one of them.
Yep, just quick access. Mine does that too. Well, it doesn't anymore because I deleted my search history. But when I click here, these are my bookmarks, but down here it says frequently visited, and it used to have a whole bunch of them. But if you just click and move it off to the side, and it poofs it away. Poofs it away. Well, it does. It just like disintegrates in this little cloud. So that's my technical term. But you're basically telling it you don't want it to.
I don't know what Instagram is.
Instagram is it's a photo sharing. It's like a cross between Twitter and no, that's not right. It's like Twitter, but it's based on pictures. The picture is the main focus, and then there's a little caption on the side, and then people comment on the picture and your caption that you posted. I don't know. there's so many of them out there. It's
Yeah.
a little ridiculous. But anyway, any other questions?
Okay, do we have an app for Faith for our church? So you just type in Faith.
Yep.
Faith
And, I
Church
mean,
on
if
our
you
website.
what you can do, you go to faithshelton.org on a mobile device. Let's pull this up here again. So you go to faithshelton.org on a mobile website. And then on the bottom, the center button is that little box with an up arrow.
I don't have that.
It's gonna be in a different place on the
Oh, wait a
iPad.
minute.
But there
Maybe
should be
one
a
up
little
the top?
square with an up arrow.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you do with that?
Well, give me just a second. Make
I
sure
thought it's up on the top.
everybody's there. Yep. Then on the bottom of that, before cancel, it says add to home screen.
On the bottom of what?
If you click on that arrow,
Oh.
click on that, it'll bring up a context menu.
Add to screen, favorite, add bookmark, add to reading list, copy, print, find on page, request more.
Maybe more. One of them should be add to home screen.
Okay.
And then you click that.
I did. And it went
And then
MacBook Pro.
What?
It went to Brian's MacBook Pro.
No, that's AirDrop. You don't want to do that. No, there. You click. So if you look up on here, it should have this add to home screen button.
I did that. I clicked that. Then that came up with Brian's MacBook Pro.
It should look like this after you click on it.
It doesn't. It looks like this. That's what happened.
No,
I did that. That's what came up, was that. Oh, so I didn't click it right then. So what do I do? Add?
Then you click add,
And then what happens?
and now there it is.
Oh.
So I got that far on my.
Yep. So now on the bottom center, you
That
click that
square.
square with the up arrow, which is your share feature. That's how you share things.
Ah,
And then one of those buttons on the bottom should say add to home screen, which you'll see looks like that.
there, oh, okay, there.
And then you can, what this next screen is
It's a
you
plus
can,
one.
I did.
Okay.
That-
then
Again.
you can rename
Hit
it
it
if you
again.
want. If not, then you just
Yeah.
push add.
Okay. And then,
And now it'll show a new icon, just like click add in the
click
upper,
out again. Oh,
up there. Yep.
Gotcha.
Now, when you go,
Oh, there it is.
there it is. And all that is it's a shortcut
Yeah. Oh, okay.
to the church's website.
Okay, now all of a sudden I have two of those.
Well, you might have clicked it twice.
Well, it did because it did like hers. It didn't do anything the first time, so I hit it a second time.
Well, it might have been creating
Oh,
the link or the app, so to speak, but the shortcut, and then you clicked it again, and so it made two of them.
so what do I want to do to get rid
So
of
you
one
click
of those?
and you click and hold on one of them. You click and press. So you click and hold on it.
That's-
So you,
on it,
like
right?
this,
Yeah.
and then they jiggle,
Yeah.
and then you push the X button on the corner.
Anything that jiggles, you can get rid of.
Well, no, anything that
Or has a little X.
has a little X.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then how do you stop it from shaking?
You
once you've
push
done
that physical home button on the physical button on your, not
Oh.
touch screen, the physical button on your device. So that's how you do it.
Too much noise.
All right.
Out of curiosity, did I miss something that I should have been here for the first 10, 15 minutes?
No, we were talking about possible, just general chatting about possible scams that may pop up, which is why we were talking about clearing your browsing history.
So somehow those scams are related to browse history.
Yeah, because websites put cookies on your computer or on your portable device, and cookies are the first time you visit a website, it takes a long time to load because it's downloading all of the pictures, all of the links, all of the content. Once you've done that, that website creates cookies that stay on your computer, which basically have some of that information already on there. And so next time you go to Amazon's website, it loads a lot faster because those cookies are on your computer, and it brings up that information automatically.
Do I have the option of not permitting those cookies?
You do. However, 90% of websites use them, and
So that
they won't work. Some of those websites won't work right if you don't permit cookies.
Is there any downside of permitting those cookies?
Yeah, if you go to a website that's not legitimate or has been hacked, then you get like those pop-up
then
things.
That's what I'm. So when I delete history, I delete all the cookies.
Yep, you're getting rid of those cookies.
So if that cookie has been contaminated,
Correct.
it's there, and when I go to the history and delete it, takes it all out. So the next time I go to Amazon.com,
You're loading a fresh version of them.
and it will take longer.
But just that first time.
Got it.
Yep.
So that explains to me how you got that virus. Because I've gone to web page A and all of a sudden I'm on web page B.
Yep.
And I don't understand.
That's what it did to me this morning. I went to that board game website and it said, the name of the website as it was loading. And then it got about halfway through.
And then
All of a sudden it started loading from the beginning again. And the name of the website was a completely different website.
So if you
You
want to,
can't seem to get out.
Yep.
Stop it from doing
Yeah, and one of the ways you can do that
is go.
either is just close the whole browser down, or if you click and hold on the back arrow, it shows you the last sets of websites that you've visited. And so you can click and drag down to the one that you want to go back to.
and where did you do that? From where?
The back arrow, of course I can't do it here, so I will go back to
No,
this
but
one.
what site? Are you on settings to do that?
It doesn't matter where. Nope, it's just when you're in a web browser,
Oh,
you click on or touch and hold this back arrow.
yeah.
And these are the last clicks that I made to get to where I am now.
Well, I know what you mean.
And so if that does happen to you and you're on a website and you click back and then it brings you back to that page and then you click back and it brings you back to that page, it's because it's redirecting you is the term. It's a redirect to that page. And so if you click and hold instead, then you can bypass all those redirects and just go back to your Google search. So you're basically saying, I want to go back here. I don't want to go anywhere in between. Because if I click back, then I just go, I'm back here, and then I'm back here, and then I'm back here, and now I'm back here. But if I click and hold, then I can go all the way back to this page instead. And you can do the same thing with the forward button too.
And so if you were trying to clear the cookies off your computer.
Yep.
And you're at this part of the game.
Yep.
What do?
You would go into Safari.
Okay.
How did we do? Safari, then you would click on the little booklet, the thing that looks like an open book on the left-hand side.
Yeah, okay.
And then the first tab is your history, the book again.
Oh, so pushing that again?
Well, if it's already blue, you're on that. And then down below, there's a clear button.
or edit.
Here.
You're talking at the bottom of the page?
Yeah. So you click on the blue book here. Click on the blue book here,
I did.
and then down below.
Mine says edit.
It does, yeah, there's no clear on it. It says edit down here at the very bottom.
Oh, because you have to click. You have to go into. Sorry, mine automatically goes to history because that's where I last.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
Oh, smokes. This goes on forever.
Well, if you've never cleared it, then it's everything since you've
Goes
ever
on forever since the beginning of,
the time you bought your iPad.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly,
Oh,
Bob.
really?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then you should have options. You can clear today. You can clear.
I did, I just pushed clear.
Well, but then it should bring up a context menu of how far back you want to clear.
I did. I just ignored it because if you were talking, I've had this thing 3 years. I was trying to be safe. Did I do the right thing?
Which I don't know what you.
Yeah, now he's saying,
When you
okay,
click.
he cleared all and it says history.
When you click on that button, though, it should ask you if you want to clear
Yeah, by the
last
week,
hour, today,
Yeah.
and yesterday, or all time.
I did the all time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying.
That, so now it will always clear everything, right?
Well, no, that's just
Oh. The-
from the moment right now until the moment he purchases iPad, all of that search history and websites he's visited is now,
Oh,
gone.
okay.
and then it'll start tracking you again from now
So
until.
did I do the right thing? Well, not that, because I don't know.
I-
I never had that. I didn't know what to do with it. I was just concerned that I was using my space in my iPad.
It does take up a little bit of space, so that'll not. I mean, it's not going to be significant, but it'll free up some space on your iPad. But the whole reason we've been talking about that today is because sometimes you get scams.
Well, that's what I was trying to stop because
Yeah.
I do a lot of business on the internet.
Yeah.
And I try to stay on the right place, if
Yep.
that's the right word. And I'm listening what you were saying, you've been typing stuff in, it goes over to here, and you do a download, then it goes so far, and then it stops and does other things.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to stop that other than go over to the click button over here on the side.
Yeah.
Click it off, go back to the heading,
Right.
clear it. I thought that's what I was doing, was stopping it all. I didn't know I was leaving stuff inside of it behind. That's what.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, everything you do is you leave a remnant until you delete it out.
Like I just did.
Yeah.
question.
So yes.
I have Safari and I've got Firefox.
Yes.
As far as what.
Yep.
what browsers.
Yep.
In Safari, I just authorized it to download Google Chrome.
Correct.
However, this is what I'm getting now, which is not Google Chrome. So
Well-
I must have to go into some kind of a setting or something.
No. Let's see.
We'll be back.
I was just put box of rocks. As long as it's just two
Okay.
rocks.
So now I have Safari.
So
And right now, everybody has
uh,
Apple
your
in here
app
right now,
launcher.
except for me, so. I'm still Microsoft. And
You know, I've
you
been
look
looking,
back.
I was looking at buying one of those, but not not like small like this kind of
Right.
size. To make them, I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
And I thought
Yeah.
about buying that because
So
you
if you
can
want
do
that-
different stuff there than what you can do here, I thought. But I'm beginning to wonder maybe not true. Like this is year 3 and
So you want to install
I think
Chrome?
in November, October, November, so it'd be
This is
starting
a better program. you say.
Mm.
They told me when I
I don't want to say better. It's
went
different.
to Apple and Tacoma
So,
last year, that this is as good.
So now
as
it's gonna
anyone
download.
said.
Yeah, I just did that.
Get
Oh,
it
you
started
did?
a little
Yeah.
faster and some other
Oh,
programs,
well,
which I
then,
don't need if I don't use it for like pressure.
Right, yeah, you're
It'll
not,
take too long
yeah.
to download.
And they said,
Oh,
just stay with what you have, like just,
then you have to click on it to
uh,
install it.
so you recently announced.
Now it's going to install.
So now when it comes up,
Oh, yeah.
under
Well, I was
Safari
gonna
and Google Chrome.
No. You don't open Safari anymore.
I think the
Just
full
like-
finger.
If you want to
Yeah,
use
talking about the
Firefox,
same
you click on the
thing.
Firefox icon.
So there'll be a Google
Well, I got
Chrome.
my sister. one
Well,
instead of
it'll be
her.
in your.
And I bought it, it was, I should say it was
Here.
new, it was actually new last year,
Now.
but it was a trade-in to a different one.
Yeah,
And the guy set it all up, and said, well, I want it to belong to my sister, so he made it, to make the ownership for my sister in the computer, because that's what she wanted.
Mhm.
And then he gave me a password, and he wrote it down, wrote it on his card,
Copy
and had my
Google Chrome.
paperwork when I bought
To
it,
the
he wrote it on there.
Because it's
He said, you need this to get in this. And
Yeah.
so when I gave it to my sister for Christmas,
Mhm.
she was all excited, and I said, that's your password in. Well, she gave it to her granddaughter who changed the password. Now my sister can only get into it when the granddaughter lets her into it. And I said, I need to get a hold of Apple. Well, apparently you can't get a hold of Apple where my sister is, or some bullshit stuff going on with that. And she likes it because it's
she needs to get rid of her.
well,
Her granddaughter shouldn't have that kind of control over her
you tell me
device.
something, you tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little stink pot.
Well, I mean, she just had a car stolen. I said,
That now is just another browser.
Yep, that's just a new, different browser.
Because.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
So any advantages to it?
It's small, lightweight.
We lost her car, brand new.
So I can
So
go,
we went up there fighting with the
I can
insurance.
go to Firefox, or I can go to
With
Chrome.
that,
Yep,
along
you
the
just,
way, I found. this
whichever
one
one's your
truck and
preference.
trailer.
Google Chrome is
Ready
ready
drop
to
car home.
complete your installation.
I spent $4,000.
I assume I want to say yes.
Because their insurance company said bring your
No,
car.
I don't
home,
want to
and
set
I
it as my
home.
fault.
then untick
But
that.
about 300 miles later.
Yep.
With
Yeah.
a new truck or another truck.
So. All right.
Yeah. these things.
So when I did this clear thing, and because I'm just looking at all the stuff on here, it's got favorites, history, Google, Bing, or iPad user guide. Should I have just cleared out some of those?
Those are just links. So just like you created the link to Faith Lutheran Church Shelton
Yes.
on those are links, but they're just inside Safari instead of on your.
Oh,
Desktop.
outside, okay.
So I mean, you can, but it's not vital.
Well, my thought was, because I do a lot of stuff, I only use Google to
Mhm.
go in, probably wrong, but that's all I know how to do. Well, I don't know the other ones.
Right.
If I would have just cleared Google, but that took all the cookies out of my computer.
It's so when you clear history, it's through your web browser, not through Google, not through.
Oh,
It's through your entire web browser.
So now Google Chrome has appeared up here on my screen.
That is the installation file. So you can just drag that to the trash can, Bob. Yep. So. All right.
Well, every time I come, I learn a little bit. Gosh, learning is a lot more difficult at 75 versus 35.
it's
We'll
not much,
find out.
it's not much better at 69.
I believe it. I have no doubt.
I have an off the wall question here, another one.
But we didn't start with these computers when we were 7 years old either, like,
Or
I didn't either.
3 or
or 3 years old or.
Does
5
Audrey
years
have
old.
the devices sometimes yet?
Yeah, she does.
See,
She has Becca's old one, so she doesn't use it. I mean, all the time, but she knows how to, and she's known how to for a long time.
You know what's, just off the subject, but it's delightful in church to see how kids are growing. Your daughter, for example, growing up with the children's message. Seems like it was just only a few days ago that, you were.
yeah.
Yep, I know, and Harper up there too. It's crazy. Well, and I just filled mine up. Thanks, Cindy.
Okay, well, Bob,
No.
Yeah, well, the Abby was there on Sunday, which is the Bjornsted's granddaughter. I hadn't seen her in like 3-4 years, and it was crazy.
Paul, how is he doing?
Nothing real new, no, but not good. Yeah.
If you've forgotten And I seem to do this frequently because I don't write stuff down. If I want to sign into my Google account and I've forgotten my password, which it's about to ask me for,
Yep.
They usually give you an option, you forgot
what do
your
you do?
password.
Well, yeah, but he's on a mobile
Oh.
device. So you would have to go into Safari
Yes.
and go to Google's website. So, or Gmail's website. So gmail.com.
So it's not into Google. Okay.
Gmail is Google's.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I'm signed in. So let's sign out. Yeah, that's fine. No, I want to sign out. Sign me out. So anyway,